Hello and welcome back. This is Johnny I Builds. We are working on Automate the Boring Stuff with Python, which is at automatetheboringstuff.com. It's a book by L. Swigert, and he is a good dude, and he's got a whole bunch of his own videos that you can check out if you put in his name. Al Swigert. Today we're going to go ahead and start with our very first program, starting with page 11. The book's free at the website I just said if you want to check it out. So yeah, brand new program. Let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and open up my Python idle by hitting start and typing in idle, which you can't see, but I did it. Here it is. Hit the Windows button left, and now I'm going to make a file. Windows button right on that. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this side, which is our file editor. The file editor is the window that does not have all the arrows, and the file editor is the file we're going to use to write our program. The difference being that the shell on this side is going to run stuff as we type it. So print 2 plus 2, it's going to give me 4. Okay, it does it. On this side, print 2 plus 2, nothing. And that's because it's expecting a longer program. It's not going to run everything one by one. So for my program, I'm going to go ahead and first put in the pound sign, which is a comment. A comment is just for programmers like you and me. It doesn't actually do anything. It's to communicate what's going on in the code you're writing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this program says hello and asks for my name. And then I'm going to put print open paren, quotation mark, hello there. Alright, so I went ahead and put something in that is hello there, and now I'm going to put print what's your name. Now notice it has a that parenthesis. It's really interesting. I need to put a bigger parenthesis so that it knows the difference. See that? Interesting. What's your name, Sonny Boy? I guess it could be Gale Girl, but we're going to go with Sonny Boy. And what does this do? This asks for their name. Remember, this is just a comment that has nothing to do with what's going on. It's just to tell you and me what's happening. Okay. Now I'm going to do something that we haven't done before, which is the input function. So we make a variable called my name equals input parentheses. The parentheses is just telling it the variable my name is the input of whatever gets put in. So this part is going to be whatever gets put in, and the input is telling the program to enter into these parentheses whatever the user types in, and it will be under the variable my name. Okay? And so input will always prompt the user when they're using the program to put in something. Okay? So now finally we're going to do print it's good to meet you. plus another string, which is my name. Get it? All right. And finally, this is page 14 of the book. It has one more thing I'm going to put in, which is print the length of your name is and then print length, len means the length of my name. This seems really simple, but you're doing a lot here, and this is the basics of computer programming, which is kind of cool. Inside this computer, there's a whole bunch of zeros and ones that are figuring all this out through the use of logic gates and other cool things. There's a great book called Code by Petzold, P-E-T-Z-O-L-D, that's really fun to read if you want to try to get an intuition for what's going on under the hood. But basically, a whole bunch of logic gates are getting filled with electricity, either ones or zeros. The logic gates are either going to be this and that, or this or that, or this not that, to a very large amount of complexity. And by filling in all those logic gates at a minuscule level, you're going to get an answer to what's your name, put in your name, something goes in, something comes out. So with that, let's see if this is going to work. I'm going to just save this. On my desktop as hello example.py. And now that it's saved, I'm going to go back to the idle shell and figure out how to run this thing. Is it run? Is it print? Let's see, what is it? Let's try open. I'm going to open hello example. Is that going to work? All right, I don't know if you could tell, but I left for just a minute to figure this out. And I'm gonna close this window, hit File, Open, go to Hello Example, which is the one I just did, and it brings this up. Windows and then right arrow. Now I wonder what happens if I copy and paste it. Interesting, the shell just got overloaded because there's too many different statements. It's trying to compile a single statement. So that's not going to work. Let's see how else I can get this thing running. That's the great thing about this channel. We'll struggle together. All right, we're back. I think I got to figure it out. I'm going to change that to one parenthesis. If you notice, I had one parenthesis here, so I need to have one parenthesis here. Actually, I need to make it 2 on both sides because I have a other type of parenthesis in there. All right, I think that'll work. And I just learned that F5 should run it. All right, and yes, it's telling me I need to save it. And then boom, I did save it. And now when I hit F5, it's actually running. And this right here is where I saved my program. Then it says, hello there, what's your name, sonny boy? And I think I need to put something in now. Johnny. It's good to meet you, Johnny. The length of your name is 6. Boom. I got it. Very simple program that probably a first or second grader could probably figure out. But, you know, so can I now. Let's run it one more time. F5. Wait. F5. There it is. Restarted it. I had to click in the file area to the right here and then hit F5. What's your name there, sonny boy? Joey. It's good to meet you, Joey. The length of your name is 4. So there we go. Let me go ahead and give a overview. The biggest thing is this input. My name equals input. Remember that input is always going to be asking the user to put something in. Hence the name input. And this open and closed parentheses takes a little bit to get an intuition around, but you're basically telling the computer to make a space where somebody can put in something. And then once they input that, it'll say it's good to meet you plus my name. Let's play with it a little bit more. Let's say, how old are you? And I need my parentheses, of course, and I need my quotation marks. And just for syntax, I'm going to make my age equals input, open, close. Print, how old are you? Now I wonder if this is going to work. Is the computer going to get confused between this input for my name and this input for my age? Let's see. Okay, so I'm trying to say, it's nice to meet you, your length of the name is whatever, and you're this old, but I've run into a problem. Looks like my age is stuck within the string, that's why it's green, but my age I want to be a variable. So what I think I need to do is close this out, put a plus my age, then open up a string again. Does that make sense? I think that's what I need to do. Okay, think this will work? Let's see. I'm going to save it. It's still under the name helloexample.py, and now I'm going to hit F5 to run it. Wish me luck. Undetermined string literal detected. All right, we got an error. So it looks like it's right here on line 18. I can't see that it's 18, but it highlighted that. Let's think about what I did wrong. I opened up a quotation mark but did not close it. Let's see if that's it. All right, save it. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? All right, it's saved. Now let's hit F5. Hello there, what's your name, sonny boy? My name's Johnny. Johnny Builds. It's good to meet you, Johnny Builds. And that's it. It did not ask me how old I am. Wonder why. Maybe it didn't ask me how old because it didn't ask me how old. Wait, it's asking me how old I am. Now I have something I don't understand why it doesn't work. The question is, it asked me how old I am. Excuse me, it asked me what my name is, but it did not ask me how old I am. Let's try it again. Now we have reached the edge of my understanding. The question is, why did it not move on and say, how old are you? I wonder if I remove this part, will it still work? So I remove the part where it asked for my name, and let's just have it ask for age. Is that going to work? Okay, let's run it. Why not? First, will it let me save it? Yes, it let me save it. Now let's hit F5. What's your age, sonny boy? I am 16, let's say. Uh-oh, error. It did say that the length of my age is 7, so we know that that worked. Here it says the length of my age is 7, and 16 has 7 characters. But then it says, and you are plus my age plus old. Now I was hoping it would say it would say the length of your age is 7 and you are. And it did say and you are, but it did not hit my age. So we know that's probably where this is. And what it's saying down here is it's trying to add a string to something that none type, which means I think it does not understand what type of variable my age is. So I wonder if after you put in my age as the input and then it returns my age, after that happens, it forgets what my age is. So let's try something. Let's try the same variable twice. My age equals input print I couldn't hear you. What was that age? And then have the user My age equals input like that. I'll put, now I hear you. You are plus my age years old. Think this will work? I don't know. I'm trying to follow the logic. Saved it. It saved okay. Let's hit F5. Hello there. What's your age, sonny boy? 16. Oh. Look, your age is 7. Okay. And then it's done. Maybe this needs to go above the my age like it did above. See how, well, it said what's your, yeah, see how it says what's your age and then input? I have it backwards, so maybe that's the problem. So I'm going to reverse them. What do you think? Is it going to work? At this point, I'm just throwing the ball at the hoop, hoping it'll go in. Not much form to my shot right now. 16 is my age. I couldn't hear you. What was that age? Oh, I said 16. Oh, I almost got there. It said, now I hear you, you are. So we got as far as we did last time. My age equals the input, all right. Now I hear you, you are, plus my age. Plus years old. Now, why wasn't the variable my age able to be added there? Let me see if I do it without the parentheses. Will that work? I don't know. But the entire internet is hanging on this. So I'm going to save it and hit F5 to run my program. All right, what's your age, sonny boy? 17. This is taking so long that I'm now 17. Length of your age is 9. I couldn't hear you. What was that age? 17. Oh, it didn't work. So something like none type in string is the problem. None type means it doesn't know what type that is in string. So I need to figure out why this is not recognizing my age here. Let me pause it and think about it. All right, we are back, and I figured it out after a lot of work, a little bit of work, 5 minutes. This program needed to have a couple things done to it. So first of all, what I did was I took out the parentheses that were here, and I also changed the my age variable into a string. The biggest issue I had was my age is a number, and it does not play well with strings unless I convert it into a string. It needs to be the same data type. So let's go ahead and run our program. I'm going to hit Control S to save it. And then I'm going to hit F5 to run it. And it says, hello there, what's your age, sonny boy? My age is 40, let's say. The length of your age is 5. I couldn't hear you. What was that age? I said 40. Now I hear you. You are 40 years old. So it was a formatting issue, needed to change my number that was in the variable to a string. Also, it helped when I took out the parentheses here. Before I had separate items here, which it didn't like, and I'm going to show you how it was messing it up. So let's just try that out. I'll hit Control S and then F5 to run it. What's your age, Sunny Boy? 44. Okay, 10 is my length. I couldn't hear you. What was that age? 44. And I got an error because it just didn't like these parentheses breaking it up. Even though it makes logical sense to me, it did not to the computer. So we change it back. Into a format that it likes. I think that might work. Hit Control S to save it, and then hit F5 to run it. So what's your age, Sunny Boy? My age is 300 years old. Ah, the length of my age is 13. I couldn't hear you. What was that age? 300. Is it gonna work? Ah, it did work. Now I can hear you. You are 300 years old. So this concludes this lesson. Please feel free to mess around like I did and learn as you go. That was our first computer program. How enjoyable. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.